You can download the answer in the video for free, link in the description. The init function is a constructor of a script, meaning that its job is to ensure that once the script exists, it obeys the rules of the type or extends of the script, making one of the core use cases of the init function to ensure that certain conditions are correct, such as making sure that the health variable is always above 0 before the node enters the scene tree, as it is better for the game to error and for loading the scene to fail than for something like an invalid object existing, as init runs its code whenever a new instance is created, which occurs before the ready and enter tree functions, making it the first function that ever runs on a script instance, meaning that when init runs, there is no access to the scene tree, and other nodes that may be children or parents won't be accessible, but you should never try to grab other nodes as the code will just error, as something like getParent or getNode will just return null. However, one big benefit of using init is allowing you to initialize data and provide it parameters. In the case you have a class like my enemy class, which is a resource that holds a damage and health variable, inside of its init function, we can provide it two built-in variables, with their sole purpose being to just set the variables inside of this enemy class, as by providing built-in variables into the init function, whenever we create a new copy or instance of the enemy class, and we are calling the new function, we can now pass the values that we want those built-in variables inside the init function to equal, which is much cleaner than having multiple lines just to set the various variables. Keep in mind, however, that in the case you have a scene with an init function that has arguments, and you are trying to instantiate that scene, you will receive an error, as instantiate can't pass arguments onto the init function. So to resolve this, you should instead create a custom function that will do what you intended to do with the init function, and then call that custom function after you instantiate the node, but before you add the scene as a child. Keep in mind, however, that this won't run at the same time as an init function would run, but this is the workaround to get that same sort of effect. And even though we can't pass arguments to the init function when instantiating a scene, the function will still be called, so you can still have other code inside of the function, you just can't have arguments that are built in. Another thing to note is that, as mentioned previously, the init function is the first function to run, meaning that if you have an export variable, the order of events would be that the init function would run its code, then the values set in the editor are applied to the export variables, then the ready function would run. This is because init is about setting the identity of the script, not the editor configuration, so it is typically best practice not to refer to export variables inside the init function, as their values will never be up to date to whatever is set inside of the editor. Overall, the init function is a powerful tool that is best utilized when creating resources or classes, running its code when a new instance is created, not to be confused with when a script is loaded, and can also be used to ensure certain conditions are set before a scene enters the scene tree, such as the health being above 0. Just make sure you don't include code that refers to export variables, signals, or the scene tree. Now you have a basic explanation of the init function, how it defines what an object is allowed to or should be, and how to use it in your Godot games. And don't forget that you can check the project files link in the description.